Mary Jones was the first person to really look at the Pavlov study and go, okay, she had this idea of behavioral therapy. And the point that makes her super, super important to the world of psychology was she said, okay, I know how to cure a phobia. This is the secret to curing a phobia. Anything that you're afraid of, whether it be spiders, whether it be heights, whether it be talking to someone who's attractive, this is how you can cure it. And she got her idea from Pavlov. Because she said, all right, what Pavlov did was he took something naturally that was ingrained. And to build off of that, he made something conditioned, and he also ingrained that. So if something can be learned, can it also be unlearned? Thus, if a fear is learned, can that fear be unlearned? And really her talks, which she did and she ended up pursuing, ended up inspiring another individual by the name of Joseph Wolpe. Now, Joseph Wolpe coined the term desensitization, which was this idea that if you are continuously exposed to something, you will eventually become desensitized to it. It won't have the same effect that it first did. For example, if you are someone who is wheezy at the sight of blood, and then let's say you watch a boxing match where there's nothing crazy, but there's a little bit of swelling on the eye, there's a busted lip, maybe there's a cut on the cheek, that's gonna, wheeze you out a little bit. And then you start watching UFC, and you're 10, 15 fights in, and you've seen some bloody stuff, man, it won't feel the same. Why? Because at this point, now you've become desensitized. It doesn't give you that same impact that it used to have on you. And really, Joseph Wolpe just ran down this idea. And for anyone who wants to defeat a phobia, it is this, my friends. This is a huge misconception that people have. It was exposure and not avoidance that would get people over a phobia. See, when people are afraid of spiders, they'll say, okay, I'll just stay away from spiders. But now, see, the problem here is you're not defeating the phobia. You're just avoiding it. You're staying away from it. Which, I mean, you'll say, well, Daniel, it's fine because, it doesn't scare me. I'm happier this way, which all right, is understandable. But how are you going to get over something if you never truly face it? See, in the self-development world, my friends, we have these catchy slogans, right? They'll say, do something that scares you every day. Be out of your comfort zone. And, to really break it down, there is science behind it. When they say do something that scares you, it literally is, hey, if you have a phobia, the best way to get over it is exposure. Gradual exposure, and that is how you get over it. That is why you want to be out of your comfort zone. Now, the problem is if when you're watching a 10-second ad, he doesn't have enough time to break that down. Right? He can only say, if you believe you can achieve, don't be afraid, go after it, do what scares you, right? So it's catchy, so it stays in your mind, but there is science behind it. There really is science behind it. So what behavior therapy is basically what you do. So let's say you're afraid of something. Let's say you're afraid of spiders. We sit down and we say, all right, so now just so we're all in the same boat, my friends, a phobia, for anyone who's not 100% sure, is something that you are absolutely afraid of. It is something specific. So again, it could be spiders, it could be heights, it could be blood, it could be dirt, it could be insects, whatever it may be. And basically when you see it, it makes you feel horrible. It can make you feel sick, it can make you feel lightheaded. It can absolutely terrify you, increase your heart rate. It can really, really scare you and just push you in a bad mood. And what basically behavior therapy would do is we'd sit down together and I'd say, all right, my friend, I want you to relax. I want you to lean back, get nice and comfortable. If you feel the need to, you can close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath with me. Fantastic. I want you to do that 2 more times. And when we put you in a state of relaxation, what's going to happen is your heart rate is going to slow down, just as your breathing slows down. Now, as you notice, I'm going to start speaking a little bit softer because, again, we want to relax. We want to take it easy. And what I would get you to do when we are in this relaxed state, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine your phobia. So if you're afraid of spiders, you have your eyes closed, and I want you to imagine a spider far, far away from you. That maybe you're out in a field, you're sitting somewhere, wherever, but the spider is 20 meters away, and you're just looking at it. How does that make you feel? And immediately when you start thinking about your phobia, now naturally what's going to happen is your heart rate is going to increase, right? And your breathing is going to get shallow. And that's where we remember to just try to relax. Deep breaths, take it easy. Now again, my friends, relaxation behavior therapy, this is just one kind of therapy. There are some other ones, but that'll be it for another episode, for another video. I would get you to relax, right? And what would happen is over the course of these sessions, what we do together is next week, we just sit down, again, put you in a state of relaxation. I want you to imagine that phobia, but this time I want you to increase the severity of it by just a little bit. So if, seeing a spider, let's say 20 meters away, put you at a 2 out of 10 in terms of scared. If 10 is like, I'm terrified. It was a 2 out of 10. The week after, maybe I want you to imagine a 3 out of 10. What would that look like? Maybe the spider is not 10 meters away, but maybe it's, I don't know, whatever, X meters away. You get the message. And over time, over the sessions, I want you to imagine it's closer and closer. And then I want you to imagine it's in my hand. And then I want you to imagine it's right in front of you. And then I want you to imagine it's on your hand and it's crawling. And what would that feel like? And every time I want you to imagine something, I would bring you back again. I would ground you. We'd make sure that we breathe and we stay relaxed. So then we associate, as soon as we get those feelings of panic, we go back to our relaxation, our relaxed breath, our slowed down heartbeat. Oh man, we're getting passionate. So then the point is, my friends, eventually we get to a point where you show up, and if you're afraid of spiders, I have a spider in a little jar on the far side of the room. And we talk and we just do our thing. And I say, how do you feel with that spider over there? And you tell me your feelings and I get you to relax. The next week, that jar is on our desk between me and you. It is right in between me and you. It is in front of you. And then guess what happens the week after that, right? You get the message. Eventually, it'll be in your hand. And that, my friends, is how you defeat a phobia. So whatever phobia you have, now obviously it's going to get hard because what if you're afraid of talking to your crush? I might not be able to bring her in here and have her sit in front of us on the desk, right? But, if you just have this idea of, okay, just make sure, my friends, that it's exposure. If you want to get over a phobia, if you don't, that's fine. That is excellent. Live your life, be happy, avoid, you do you. But if you are looking to get over something, if you are looking to defeat a phobia, my recommendation is exposure. Gradual exposure. It's important that we really hone in on the word gradual, right? We're slowly increasing. We're not just going, you're afraid of spiders, next time I'm throwing a spider at you. No. We'll play it, right? We go from imagination to bringing it up.